Hello everybody, welcome back to the old survival world. Well, we're here for another world tour because I want to take a look and show y'all the arcane reception coil. So this started around 1001 days. Not around, it started exactly on that day into this world because I had finished New Hope, or got to a point where I wanted to move on. And I really wanted to do a mega build of some sort, but I didn't have a great plan. I just had the idea that I wanted to do a mega build total. So I started down there. I started Sandgill, which we covered in the last tour, and then I wanted to start this one. So the idea behind this build is Steve Tepic is living here in, well, what we're calling present day. But he needed a way to contact the far future of this planet because that is where the other main characters of our story ended up. Edwin and James and Fred all ended up in the far future of this planet after Cal, the evil AI, destroyed it and turned it into basically a winter wasteland, right? So I just noticed that block right there, and it's driving me nuts. Just like one misplaced block is making me crazy. Anyway, so they built this arcane reception coil for the express purpose of contacting the future, basically, and it worked. So let me just show you around. So this is the little storage. Every area has its own storage building because I get really tired of going back and forth. So you can see there's generally tons of stuff in these storage areas here. Yeah, maybe not. Of course, there's nothing like in the place I looked at. But yeah, there's usually tons of stuff. There's usually a couple super smelters of some sort. Speaking of super smelter, I decided to build an underground area. So if you go all the way down here, this is where I got all the deep slate for this place. So yeah, you get down to this little deep slate zone over here. There was a beacon here. That's why there's this big empty. I just took it out. So there was a beacon to help me mine a little bit faster. You can see all the mines and everything. If you ever check out any of my worlds, you can find mines just everywhere. Let me see if I can show. Yeah, look. This is just the deep slate zones for the Ark. Every other area has its own mine. So if you ever want to see where I've gotten all my stuff, you can. So after we get up from the mines, there are some things to look at here, and one of them is I missed the exit place. I think I was pushing the wrong way. These all have little exit areas here, and you just got to be pushing as you go up. So okay, so this is a cave, and if you check it out, this was not a naturally generated cave. I dug this out completely by hand. There was a little bit of a cave down, I think, down there maybe, but all the rest of this was dug out by hand. And yeah, I just tried to make a sort of a lush cave because this is a mining area. So you can see they bring redstone. Redstone's what powers the arcane reception coil, and you can say, they had an accident here. They spilled out a redstone bucket. There's another bucket that's not spilled out somewhere. I can't find it. Oh, they're right there. So these buckets attach up to that thing, and that slides it down there, and it dumps it down into the processing core, and you can follow that thing down. That's the processing core right down there, and that goes down into where sort of the redstone gets processed, then gets sent back up through that water elevator, and that's sort of the way this mythical technology that we have here works. Now, if you go over here, I also wanted, since this is a big processing place, I wanted to build a big super smelter. And at the time, I didn't have one yet, and I needed one for mostly sand and glass, really more than anything else. But so I did. So I built the super smelter. This was a design that I first became aware of by Mollis Slime, who plays on Realm of Aston. I don't know if she made it up or if not, but I have taken it from her several times now. There are, I think, 3 of these, maybe even 4, in just this world alone. You put your stuff in here, and this goes down here, and it puts all. It's incredibly fast. And then, of course, like everything these days, it runs on lava power. I think we have. Is this full? Yeah, it's pretty darn full. Pretty close to full. Anyway, yeah, so they've got a super smelter right here. And if you go along here, this is not lit up real well. We're probably going to get in combat here. This is a world backup after all. This is the 5,000-day world backup, which you can get on and download of this very video down in the description for about a month from the time this video comes out. I don't keep them up in perpetuity, just for about a month usually. Yeah, see, there's just mobs everywhere. Okay, so if you come up here, we can go up to the next level of this. This mega build, it's surprisingly big. I mean, you see it from the outside, but because it goes down underground, there's a lot to it, actually. If you go right in here, this is the storage area. Of course, we saw that. Let's go up again. And then you switch over to this water elevator, and this is where you can get up to the very tippy top of the whole thing. Because this is where they have the ability to contact Edwin, Fred, and James. Now, the way this runs is you have to drain essence from creatures. You need 4 different creatures. You need the undead, you need the explosive content of creepers, you need a phantom. This was a real pain in the butt to get that phantom in there name tagged, and then of course you need a zombie. So I got these guys up there, and then if you come up this way, you get to the place where they can actually contact the future. So in this room, in this screen right here, they can contact Tracy in the future. Now Tracy has the ability to contact people anywhere in this world now due to the nanoparticles and all that kind of sciencey mumbo jumbo. But at the time that we did that, they had to do it right here. Now the other thing is, at the time Edwin was in the future, we have transported Edwin to now. We teleported him backwards in time into this current day. And I'm going to show you that once we get to the next city on our little tour, which is an ancient city that converted into a Perseverance. I'll show you that in just a minute. But that's where Edwin came from the future to now. So Edwin is now living with Steve Tepic here in the present day. Fred and James are still in the future. Actually, James is technically lost in our lore right now. We don't know where James is, but Fred is still in the future, living by himself and really struggling right now. So we got to figure out how the heck James is going to get back to modern day. Anyway, so you know, these things, these are the solar power cells. I think they just look kind of cool over there, and you can see they're generating sort of the power to actually run the communication device. I think the rest of the Ark is powered by the redstone down there, but these things run the actual communication device. These things right here, these dishes, they're supposed to sort of communicate with the future, and they go up to that peak up there. Yeah, I just think the whole thing's cool. It's just a cool look for a mega build, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't got a lot more to say about it, but I think it's cool. All right, well, let's go to Perseverance Underground. So, you know, the last episode I asked you to name this, and I got a couple suggestions, but if you have a suggestion for this little hamlet, which is just north of New Hope, it's just right outside the gate. I like to have names for every single thing. It's west of Frostmire Castle, south of New Hope. It's just a little farming hamlet, but it's going to be expanded because we're heading towards the upcoming community build transformation that was just over that hill. But if you come over this way, anyway, I was going to say leave a name in the comment if you want to. Sorry, I got distracted by my own brain. So if you go up this way, there's a little path, and it's kind of hidden, and it's kind of hidden for a reason, because this is the way to Perseverance. Perseverance. I always say that word wrong, which means I can't spell it because there's no R in there. It's Perseverance. So if you go up this way, just a little, I mean, you know, I don't know. Oh, that's a problem right there. Okay, so keep going down here. Oh, and there you go. You find this sort of unfinished tunnel that goes down to the ancient city. So shortly after Ancient Cities came out, I found one really close to New Hope. I was so happy that there was one really close to New Hope, because I trimmed the area right around where I had built, because I wanted to get the ancient city, you know, the skulk and all that kind of stuff. And sure enough, I got one. Oh, I was so happy. So I got one of those. I got Mangrove not too far away too in the wild update. Pretty nice. So if you go down here, you follow this down. Oh my goodness, it takes a really long time. Let's see if we can fly and speed this. I'm probably going to die. Oh, here we go. Okay, now we're getting down to Deep Slate. You can see how far this is. I wanted to make it, what I eventually want to do is I want to come back in this tunnel and do like shops and houses and stuff for all the people who live down here. But right now, Perseverance has a problem, and the problem is that people are dying. People are getting sick. This is present day. This is like day 5,000 lore, right? So people are starting to get sick in Perseverance, and no one knows why. Mr. Grady, Steve Tepic's friend and one of his close helpers, was living here as kind of in charge, and he came here because he had been bitten by a zombie. The Abon, who are people we're going to meet in a future world tour, the Abon cut off his arm very quickly to save him from the infection. However, the Abon have this thing about fours. Everything in their culture is about fours. Hello, Thunder. And so what the Abon did was the Abon had to reattach arms, and they reattached a zombie arm, and something happened with Mr. Gray where he started getting sick. So he came here to recover and sort of oversee this kingdom and be in charge of it. But while he was here, something happened, and we're going to get into that in the 5K movie as soon as Minotaur updates. I'm just kind of waiting on that. So here again, here's the storage building for for this area. And yeah, this was an ancient city transformation where I tried to keep the guts of the ancient city basically the same. I really tried hard to keep the ancient city as is, and then come in here and just add to it. I didn't want to just take buildings down. That would have been the easier way to do it. So I have a little bit of a dark oak farm over there because I built, well, obviously you can see my main palette was deep slate and dark oak. The portal, I redid the portal. And the reason why I redid the portal was this is where they were able to use the power of, see that power conduit come up there? And this power antenna up there? They were able to use the power of the warden. We have Wally the warden, and I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I might switch to creative to show you him. I captured a warden, and the warden powers this entire thing. And because the warden is so powerful, they can draw his life essence, and he doesn't die. They just keep pulling it from him. They could power the portal and bring him. The problem is when they brought Edwin from the future to here, something happened. He encountered another entity in the void, and that was the Oracle. And the Oracle came from Dominion. The Oracle was kind of the overseeing voice of Dominion. And what happened was, this took place before Dominion in the timeline. The Oracle and Edwin sort of merged and then were split apart again. The Oracle gained some sort of physical form, so that's why the Oracle looks like Edwin, but Edwin gained something too, and y'all don't know about that yet, but you're going to find that out in the lore as we get back to the lore of this world. Again, we're kind of stuck at 5,000 days waiting for the animation program to update so I can continue it. But if you come over here, this is where the people actually live. I came up with this little design. Again, I tried to look at the houses that exist here and just sort of modify them, but keep them basically very close to what they are. Yeah. Oh, you can see. Look at Wally. Look at Wally just standing there. Yeah, name tag warden. He's there forever. I love it. I love it. So the way I captured him was whenever I clear this out, I kept one Skulk Shriek or Skulk Center, whichever one summons him. I can't remember which one. Whichever one you can't move. I kept one surrounded in wool, so I was safe. Redid the whole thing, built this dome around here. Then I brought about 1,000 eggs and I put 1,000 eggs in the dome. So there were chickens. Then I broke it and I summoned the warden. And then luckily it was just a crapshoot. Like if you would see me or the chickens, and he saw the chickens, so I was able to run away. So while he killed the chickens, or while they sacrificed themselves for the good of our project and our world, Wally was free. Now if I get too close, he will sonically attack me. So I'm not going to get too close. But yeah, it's really cool. So you can see the magic from the warden is pulled over there, the power. It's cool. I really like the city. I do want to come back here. You know, one of my goals is that I want to have an export for each city, and one of the things I want to have over here is I think I want to have a like a brown mushroom farm and maybe potatoes, because both of those things grow in underground or in darkness or whatever. I thought that would be kind of fun. I do have a little sort of temporary what do you call this? Bamboo farm. I just needed some bamboo, so I just decided to plant it. And you know, it's not completely overhauled. Like you can see over here, there's some areas that are just not done because I want to have a future here to build some more things. But all the areas that are done are pretty much rehabbed, and you can look around here and you can see like farms for them to eat. There are these little like patches of farm, and you know, because this was the original design of this place. I didn't come up with this. I tried to keep the design as is. So this was the original design. I even kept the candles and all that kind of stuff, and then they just did this. The light doesn't quite get there. So yeah, you know, it's all right. It's cool. If you come over here, you can see again. There's more places where it's not totally done yet, right? And just like a little patch over here, it looks like there's been an incident. Someone fell off the top of something and broke some farmland. And then the last thing really to see over here is a separate little chapel, because my character Steve Tepic got married way back in the lore, probably around day 1600, probably around there. And Steve Tepic got married, and this is where he got married. So this was a little chapel. A bunch of my friends were here for the wedding. It's pretty awesome. You know what is really? But what is this? What is this? Why? This is... I'm pretty confident that this was not here before. Did something happen that... Like, why is there lava here? Yeah, there was not lava pouring down here before. I don't know how that happened or why. Maybe I broke something by accident. Huh, that's weird. That's weird. That wasn't there before. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Perseverance and the Arcane Reception Coil. When we do the next tour, we're going to take a look at Frostmire Castle and Steelport, probably. And then I think then we'll still have Gabor and maybe the space station. So we still got 2 more world tours. Hopefully you're enjoying these sort of deep dive looks into the existing cities of the world. And then we're getting back to regular episodes. I'm still kind of waiting on Minem Tour, so that's why there's been a little bit of a wait on these, because I just, I'm into doing the lore segments, and I'm just kind of waiting on. The problem is I just can't upload. This is a 1.20 world now, and I can't extract from it, and I always build everything that's in those animated things, and I could kind of rebuild it in 1.19, so I could to build something back a version really stinks, right? So I don't know, we'll figure something else out, but I still got 2 more world tours to do before we're done with that, so I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.